Right now, in 2026, one stretch of water is holding the entire world's economy hostage. It's called the Strait of Hormuz. It's only 33 kilometers wide, and because of a war that just broke out, 20% of the world's oil supply is blocked. Oil prices are surging. Inflation is rising. Countries are panicking. And behind all of this is the same reason behind almost every major war for the last 100 years. Oil. To understand why countries fight over oil, you first need to understand what oil actually gave the world. Before oil, the world ran on coal, horses, and muscle power. Then, in the late 1800s, crude oil was discovered, and everything changed. Suddenly, you could fuel ships, planes, factories, and armies. In World War II, Hitler's biggest military problem wasn't soldiers. It was running out of fuel. His entire eastern campaign was partly designed to reach the oil fields of the Caucasus region. Japan attacked Pearl Harbor partly because the US had cut off its oil supply. From that moment, every major power in the world understood one truth: control oil, and you control the world. And after World War II, one country made sure it would control oil forever. That country was the United States. In the 1970s, America made a secret deal with Saudi Arabia. The deal was simple. Saudi Arabia would sell its oil only in US dollars. In return, America would protect the Saudi royal family militarily. Other OPEC nations followed. Suddenly, every country on Earth that needed oil, which was every country, had to hold US dollars to buy it. This created permanent global demand for the dollar. America could print money, fund its military, and dominate the global economy, all backed not by gold, but by oil. This system has one name: the petrodollar. And here is the most important thing you will hear in this video. Any leader, anywhere in the world, who tried to break this system paid with their country or their life. Let me prove it to you. Iraq, 2003. Saddam Hussein announced he would sell Iraq's oil in euros, not dollars. Shortly after, the US declared Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. The invasion happened. The weapons were never found, but Iraq's oil sales were immediately switched back to dollars, and Western oil companies received new contracts. Now Libya, 2011. Gaddafi had a bigger idea. He wanted to create a gold-backed African currency, the gold dinar, so that African nations could sell their oil without using dollars or euros. His government had already accumulated 143 tons of gold and a similar amount in silver, intended to establish this Pan-African currency. The Ecologist. Hillary Clinton's own emails, released publicly in 2016, revealed that French President Sarkozy pushed for the Libya intervention to obtain Libyan oil and prevent Gaddafi's influence across Africa. Foreign Policy Journal. NATO intervened. Gaddafi was removed and killed. The gold dinar died with him. Before 2011, Libya had free healthcare, free education, and had risen from one of Africa's poorest nations to its wealthiest. IAI-TV. After 2011, it became a failed state. And then there is Iran, perhaps the most dramatic story of all. It started back in 1953, when Iran's democratic leader tried to nationalize Iranian oil and give the profits back to his own people. The CIA organized a coup, removed him, installed a ruler friendly to Western oil companies. The Iranian people never forgot that betrayal. Fast forward 70 years, and the tension finally exploded. On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched surprise airstrikes across Iran, targeting its military and nuclear facilities, with stated goals that included securing Iran's oil resources. Iran's response was immediate and devastating for the world economy. Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz, disrupting 20% of global oil supplies, with the head of the International Energy Agency calling it the greatest global energy security challenge in history. Oil prices surged 10 to 13% within days. Goldman Sachs warned that if the strait stays closed, oil will cross $100 a barrel, and inflation becomes a permanent problem. One country, one strait. The entire world felt it within 48 hours. That is the power of oil. And oil and gas don't just cause wars in the Middle East. Look at Europe. Before Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, more than 40% of Europe's imported natural gas came from Russia, a dependency built over decades. Russia knew exactly what it had. Energy was its real weapon, more powerful than any missile. After the invasion, Russia cut 80 billion cubic meters of gas to Europe, triggering a massive energy crisis across the continent. In early 2022, Russia was earning $900 million every single day from European energy sales. Europe scrambled. Prices exploded. And who stepped in to sell replacement gas to Europe? The United States. So, Russia loses its biggest customer. America gains one. Always follow the pipeline. It tells you the real story. Iraq, Iran, Libya, Ukraine, Venezuela. Every single one. Oil was either the cause, the prize, or the weapon. This is not a conspiracy theory. The emails are public. The oil contracts are public. The pipeline deals are public. The information is all there. We just aren't taught to connect the dots. So the next time you see a war breaking out on your news feed, before you pick a side, before you believe the official reason, ask one question. Where is the oil? And who gets to control it? The answer will tell you everything. If this video changed how you see the world, share it with one person. Comment below, which chapter hit you hardest? Subscribe for more videos like this. New one coming very soon. See you then.